When I was just a little boy, I asked my father, what will I be? Will I be handsome? Will I be rich? Is what he said to me.
Welcome to the Relishing Dead podcast, where we devour everything in the TWD universe. And fromville, I'm Salty.
I'm Eliza.
I'm Carol.
I'm Barb. Why are we salty, Dawn?
Why are you salty?
I'll give you one guess.
Does it start with a D and end with a D?
Yes.
Yeah.
Not only once, but twice.
Yeah. You
need to put him over your knee.
Yes.
Oh, she would have way too much fun doing that. I can just picture Dawn wearing black leather and spanking him.
All right. We got gonna jump in, I guess. I'm all messed up now because I was all planned for something else.
In case you guys haven't guessed, we were supposed to have David Alpay on tonight, but unfortunately he has had to cancel. And our new host, Salty, is thrilled about it.
And she watched Hallmark movies all weekend, y'all. So you really got to feel for her tonight.
Yeah.
Yes, Hallmark Christmas movies at that.
Hell no.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we on a positive note, we do get to talk about the season finale.
Yes.
We haven't actually even talked about the show in a couple weeks because we've had guests.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
We've touched on it with them a little bit, but we actually get to talk about that tonight. So
yeah. So there's a lot of things has been happening.
So Salty Dog, you want to start us off?
Where are we starting? The season finale or?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to
I'll use one with the picture. Sorry.
What did everybody think of the season finale?
Yeah.
Well, okay. I thought it was great. It was, we weren't let down. My favorite part is Sarah with the taking Elgin's eyeball out. That was the best scene in the whole show. I love Ethan and Julie's conversation at the diner.
Mm-hmm.
That really, opened your eyes about the chapters and not changing the story. And then, of course, I'm sad that Jim passed. I mean,
yep. That hurts my heart.
Character. Yeah. And I like the fact that Julie is kind of time traveling.
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm with you. I like that scene with Sarah, but when she turned around and said, what was the name of that place? She's in the
root cellar.
Yeah. She's in the root cellar. I mean, that was just creepy.
But I love how she didn't want them to have Boyd's soul.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that says a lot about Sarah. That she's like, everybody in town already thinks of me as this evil, wicked person, so I can do what he can't do, or what he shouldn't do. Let me say that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm like you. I think all the scenes that you picked up on are the same ones that I thought were so good. And Smiley's back. Mm-hmm. We saw Smiley's booty.
Yeah, we did.
Booty.
I bet you,
Jamie. I kind of want to go. Jamie,
Smiley would have joined us tonight.
Yeah, I bet he would have joined us. I was kind of like going, Jamie, you got a cute ass,
Yeah,
that wasn't a butt double.
We don't know. We don't know. We'll have to ask him.
Yeah, he would have come on. That's for sure. But yeah, it was good, and I think a lot of the questions got answered. A lot of questions got answered. Now, of course, it sparked more, but I think for the most part, we understand a lot better now, kind of what's going on and why.
Yeah.
What surprised y'all?
One of our Patreons, Dustin, he sent me his theory. I don't know if he wants me to tell his theory or not, but he had a really good theory.
Do it.
Do it. He'll probably
Do
kill
it.
me. But I'm
Well,
giving
we already
credit
said it's Dustin's, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
to Justin's theory. Do you remember the boy on the Colony House porch that Julie recognized?
Yes.
He thinks that is the man in yellow when he was younger.
Okay.
Okay.
So I don't know. Like he's the one that started it all. And that's why Julie sees that he's familiar, that she recognized him.
Okay. I can
Because
see
she's a story walker.
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can see where Dustin is going with that. Sure.
Yes. Yeah. So I thought it was a pretty good theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I thought it was Randall, but
Yeah, I think, and I thought it was too, because a lot of people had seen that picture where he
Mhm.
had the scar, and then of course Randall
Mhm.
has his scar.
Let me see.
Well, but we have learned that, Tabitha and Jade have come back several times. So we know that time really is not a thing in this world, in this town. So who's to say that you don't have like multiple
Right.
things going on all at once?
Right.
So
We're only seeing snippets of it. We saw it with Julie when she went in and was in the cave there, and she threw the rope to Boyd 2 seasons later or a season later than when we saw Boyd in the well and the rope got thrown down to him. This last episode, we see Julie as the present time, but then at the very end, we see her at a future time coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So there's all sorts of different things going on all at the same time. So time is just a concept
Mhm.
in Fromville.
and the cast made a very good point last night when they were talking live on Instagram, was that, and I think it was Elgin that said it. He said that Jade and Tabitha, they both showed up at the same time.
Mhm.
Right.
Yes.
That was interesting.
Yeah. And I think in order for them, I think in order for them to figure things out, they had to come back at the same time.
Yeah.
And I love how they got excited on their theories too. Because like they don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And they were, I was talking to Carol. I said, they were the two who were probably the most tortured of the characters in town.
Mhm.
The only two that saw the kids, the only two that were, or especially Jade with the symbol, but they were the only two that saw the children. So I really think that, that's pretty interesting as to how they were connected once we found out.
Well, didn't Victor see the kids, or at least the boy in white?
He saw the boy in white.
Yeah. But he didn't see the Onkui kids.
This is what he said. He goes, I think the man in yellow, he was the original kid who told the townspeople to kill their kids for eternal life. He is cursed.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I kind of get the feeling the same thing about the guy, the man in yellow, being the big baddie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's definitely the guy who told Jim when Jim was on the roof that Tabitha shouldn't have dug the hole. He's definitely that guy.
Right.
So I think that the man in yellow is the big baddie for sure.
And he was and they talk about the immortality, and it is very vampirical in nature, because Fatima had to have blood in order for the baby to grow. And they only come out at night, and they only, devour internal blood organs and things like that. And they do have that immortality. Right. So, yeah, I think that it's very much along the lines of vampires. I thought.
Do you all think that they're going to be able to walk in the daylight now?
I don't think so. I think the big baddie is the only one that can walk in the daylight, but we'll see.
Yeah, Jamie might be able to at this point because,
because essentially he's been reborn.
Well, I was just wondering because they were all up and watching the birth, and it was daylight outside. Usually they're sleeping.
But they're in the caves, and we've seen them previously wake up when someone was in the caves during the day.
Right.
So I think as long as they're inside the caves during the day, I think that they're fine.
Right.
I think it's the daylight for sure, but I don't know now that Smiley has been reborn.
Mm-hmm.
So do we think that the kimono woman was like she's in it with the guy in yellow as part of the witch of the rebirthing and keeping them alive? Because I don't know, we don't know that anybody's ever killed one until Boyd, right?
Do we know how many monsters there are in total?
I haven't counted them.
Yeah, we kind of got a good look at them down in the
Tunnel.
when Jamie was being reborn, but I don't think anybody, I didn't count or anything like that.
It looked maybe like 10 altogether, maybe.
Has anybody in the audience, have you guys counted? I'd be curious to see if it's either a number 7 or a number 13.
I think it's more than 7.
I'd be curious to find out because
Definitely
7
more
and
than 7.
13 are historically used as numbers for creepy stuff. So
Destiny says she doesn't think all of them were down there.
Okay, why don't you think all of them are down there, Des? Because she's just a baby.
Just a baby.
And we could enlighten me on this too later. I know, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But why is there a picture from the camera of Boyd's house?
Oh, I think that's going to come up in season 4.
I think it's because they're playing with his mind and they see the picture in the mind and that he didn't see the boat because she was giving him the boat as a gift.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you didn't see the boat, but you seen the house because he knew what it looked like.
Right. And I think that was just trickery on Elgin's part of saying, if we do this, you'll go home, and then boom, here's a picture of your house, just to say, you're going to go home.
Yeah, Kayla, I would love to have Jamie at the camp too. I think Jamie would be a lot of fun. We love Jamie. As soon as I saw him, I texted him. I sent him a message. I'm like, "Oh my God, Jamie, you're back!"
Yeah, I did too. I think and he was so sweet. He told me to tell you girls hello and hopes everybody's doing well.
Yeah,
but I'm kind of like y'all. I'm like, well, Jamie's got a cute butt. If that was, it was
a little dirty, but
for some reason, I just can't picture our sweet Jamie McGuire doing a nakedy butt scene. I don't know. It just doesn't seem in character for his sweetness that he is.
No, they might have said, "Hey, buddy, we'll bring you back," but
or they're saying, "Here's some money."
but
exactly.
And to bring up another point about Elgin, because Kiki says Elgin was just gullible. Don't you think he wasn't tied in that chair quite tightly? So when they left him alone, I thought he was going to escape.
I don't know, because last night on the Instagram thing, they were talking about it. And he said that whoever tied the ropes tied them really tight. Like he could not move in that chair.
His legs were free.
Yeah. So I don't know. 12 creatures matches 12 stick figures on the drawings of sacrifice of kids. Okay. So 12 creatures. Pam, is that including the man in yellow or no?
Probably not. I don't think so.
I knew it was more than 10.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm curious to see if it's the 12 monsters plus the man in yellow, because then that would make 13.
Mm-hmm. And I just had a thought, and then I lost it.
Oh,
I know. It's gone, and it's gone.
Oh, Pam says, no, it does not include the man in yellow. So the man in yellow would make number 13. Mm-hmm. And 13 is a magic number when it comes to that
bad juju.
And Destiny did say that there was a few that she had saw in previous episodes that she did not see down there in the last episode.
And they may be like in the little, cocoons or the catacombs or whatever of that.
Yeah.
We don't know. They're only going to show us so much, but.
So I'm wondering, we've kind of learned through Ethan, which that Julie is a story walker. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering if Muriel and Randall have those same abilities.
Because they were also taken. Right.
Mm-hmm. I felt really bad for Randall. Dude was like getting ready to give himself a lobotomy. Oh, no, I know what I was going to say. Okay. So a couple of things that showed up. In the ambulance, on the gurney, and then again on the do-wackadoo. The AED is the word Mabuse, Mabusc. And there was actually a Dr. Mabuse, and he was a doctor of hypnotism, and I guess they kind of called it deception and stuff like that. So I thought that was an interesting deal. And then somebody had said in an interview with Samantha that can't remember her last name, Acosta, why her first name, and that her first name would not be known until this last episode, and it was Danny. But somebody put it together on one of the From groups, and they did an anagram of that, which is Satanic Ado. And when you Google that, Satanic Ado translate into confusion and chaos. And I thought that's so appropriate because she has been bringing nothing but chaos since she came into town. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yep.
I read somewhere too, because when she went out in the woods with Donna, somebody said, "Oh, that's probably Donna's daughter." I'm like, "Oh my
We just
god,
don't know. We don't know."
I know.
Yeah.
We've got more questions now.
We want backstories. I want to see how Donna got there and how
I
Sarah
was thinking
got
about
there.
that the other night, Dawn. I was thinking because you had posted about the Lonely Walker, and we've always said, and I've always backed your idea of doing a background story of the Lonely Walker. I think that they are missing an opportunity if they don't do one for him.
Yes.
And then I was like, but how cool would it be to finally see an episode of when Donna actually came into town with her sister to see what that happened, and to see, Victor and his mom and his sister when they arrived, to see all of those other characters, how they arrived and where they were going and what they were doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also how Boyd found the talisman and how they knew it
Yes.
worked. Yes.
Yeah. How the hell they know it worked?
Yeah.
Well, remember in that episode, you did find out something was about them that worked, because when he fell back into that little cave deal, they were all there, and the milkman actually came up to the cave entrance, but he didn't come in.
Right. And that's when Boyd saw the talisman. Yes, Jennifer, you're right. They did touch on Donna coming in with her sister. And of course, there's that that effect where everybody swears up and down that they actually saw that scene. And we asked Liz, and that scene was never shot. I would like to see that scene.
Yeah.
Like how they came into town.
Uh-huh.
And I like Destiny. I'd like to see how it all started. Go back and show when the group originally did the sacrifice. It's got a lot of that Roanoke feel to it as well. As the further in we go, there's all these lore and things like that. It's just great. I think it's answered a lot of questions, but at the same time, it's kind of opened up more questions.
Right.
I want everybody to survive, Janet.
Yeah, me too.
Before we go into that really quick, Carol, I just want to let, if anybody in the comments didn't know, we had a very great treat last night that the cast went live on Instagram, and I'll use her character name. Fatima was running it, and she was bringing every character in last night. So that was actually pretty cool. And they got as excited as us trying to figure out theories.
Yeah.
So that was a big treat last night.
Yeah.
I was on for quite a while watching and listening.
I watched the whole thing.
I saw when Barb posted on a comment. I saw when Dawn posted a comment. So, all right. So let's get into the episode, shall we?
Sure.
All right. So Kenny and Boyd they're in the search for Fatima, trying to figure out where the heck she is. And I have a question. With all the clothes that are available in the town, how come Boyd has never changed his outfit?
Well, he's like Daryl.
He has different undershirts.
Is it the undershirt and the underwear that it changes, but it's the yellow shirt and the jeans?
Brown shirt, then he has the vest, then he has the sweater,
right?
and then he has the brown one. But yeah, the jackets always seems the
Barb's
same.
got it down to detail, man.
Got it. I'm watching the way my man dresses.
and he goes commando, so he doesn't have to worry about underwear.
No.
It might be the same jeans because I always look close at those,
Right.
It's like the gray sweatpants, right?
Thanks, Sandy.
I like every single episode we see Boyd in, he's wearing the same outfit. It's killing me. All right. So Fatima is stuck in the root cellar, and she is going through some shit. And all of a sudden, she looks down.
Totally Rosemary's Baby. Totally Rosemary's Baby.
Yes. If they didn't take a page out of that movie for this scene, I don't know what they got it from, because this was straight out that movie.
Yeah. And the same thing is, when the baby was born, they quickly swoop up the baby and take it to the group of, Satanists and introduce the baby to them before the mother sees it.
Right.
Well, I have to give Fatima a round of applause, because I really thought her acting in that scene was really good. When she threw the blood, the jar, she did a really great job.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Everybody was so on point in this episode that I completely forgot about them being actors. I was so swept up in this episode that I felt like I was right there.
Mm-hmm.
I love that they're finally starting to talk to each other. Oh my God. 3 seasons. They finally started telling each other what's going on.
We needed a community therapy session.
Man. So I love that. And I love that Jim comes to Jade. Jade is the first person that he comes to after talking to his wife that something had happened. He goes to Jade.
But I've seen several people have said this, but Pamela mentioned it earlier in the comments of
with him,
all of Tabitha's husbands in one room. Yeah, Jade, you got Henry,
Jade, and Henry, or whatever his name is. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys think Henry's Henry?
What?
I do. I think he is Henry. I don't think he's.
Don't confuse me and Eliza.
What?
Don't confuse me. I feel like Henry's Henry.
Yeah, I think Henry is Henry.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't think that Henry is a plant.
Okay. So we've got 3 of her husbands in one room.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, Henry, the dad, Richter's dad.
Yeah. Because he was married to Miranda, and then Tabitha was Miranda at one point.
Right.
That answers all the bracelets being around.
It sure does. Yes. So, all right. So Jade and Jim have a conversation.
So Jennifer, back up, baby daddy.
Yeah. And I love this. I love this connect with Boyd and with Sarah, because Boyd instantly goes to Sarah and says, "You're the one person who knows what it feels like to hear these voices."
Yep.
One person to do my dirty work.
Yeah. And then Donna is like, "What the fuck's going on?"
Yeah.
You know? And Boyd tells her, "You're going to have to shut down Colony House. You're going to have to get rid of everybody in the house." Yeah. And so, something's going down. And I love that.
I don't think Boyd anticipated Sarah doing what she did. I think he was hoping that she could just talk to him and say, "Look,
Yeah, I don't believe that it was him setting her up to do what she did.
No, I think
I feel like it was.
Do you really? Why?
Because he had that little conversation with Father Cautry.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I think Cautry pissed him off. I think Cautry was kind of like an antagonist.
I think Father Cautry knew what he had in his head, and that's why he was questioning him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cautry knew exactly what Boyd was going to do.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Yeah. And you're exactly right, Kiki. She knew Elgin wouldn't give it up.
Right.
Yeah. So I think Sarah went in knowing this.
But you couldn't take a finger. You had to take his eyeball.
Oh, she wanted to mess around.
That's the best scene.
Harold pretty much crushed his fingers,
Yeah, that was rough.
And I thought it was just it was almost a redemptive arc for her.
Mm-hmm.
Because, she had killed Kenny's dad and, inadvertently killed her brother. And it was almost a redemptive act for her.
Doing what had to be done.
Yeah. And making sure, like you said, that this town didn't get Harold's soul for doing something like that brutal.
Right.
But see, now Kiki, you say, no, you don't think. Well, then why did Boyd leave Sarah alone? Why didn't he bring Sarah with them?
Well, she was downstairs.
She went back.
Yeah, but she was in the room with them. Why didn't he have her stay down there?
Oh. Mm-hmm. Well, I knew she went back downstairs with him. Everybody was downstairs at one point.
And then she snuck back upstairs.
She snuck back up, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she killed Jade's friend too. Yeah.
Yeah, she did. She gets shit done, people. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, the crazy woman.
And then why did she kill Jade's friend?
Because she had to make it look like the monsters did it.
But
the voices in her head.
No, I don't know, Dawn. I don't know.
But why? Like, we have to know why. Like, what was
the voices told her to do it, but why did they tell her?
Because he wasn't a significant character yet, is what I mean. Like,
all I can hear is that song.
Because I said so, Dawn.
Because it was in the script. It was in the script.
Because the voices told her to.
Voices carry.
Because I said so.
So I wonder where Sarah comes in on the spectrum as far as the time walking and all that. I wonder if she's like a reincarnated soul from that time.
I don't know.
Maybe she's the boy in white's mother.
Well, why not, Dawn? Oh my God.
Maybe Jade needed to be alone to focus. I don't know.
Well, they haven't really went in depth on her yet on anything.
No, they haven't.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they start figuring shit out because they're actually communicating and talking about stuff. And here we have, I love that they just rolled up on Elgin like, where you going, bud?
Yeah, I know, right?
Where you going? What are you doing? You wanna talk a little bit? What?
He was thinking, oh shit.
Let's go up and chat a little bit. And Elgin's like, yeah. Elgin knew he was busted straight on. He knew he was busted.
What you packing there?
Yeah.
I like how Cordion figured it out really fast though, that wait, he's up to something.
I do too. I like that because he went straight to his dad and said, I think Elgin knows something.
I was like, what a smart kid.
Yeah.
And I said Cordion, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. It just is weird because, Elgin was plagued with that dream before they ever even got there and with all those visions. And so, I felt like there was something more to his storyline. Maybe he doesn't die. Maybe he just, somebody said he was the reincarnate of the guy that Jade saw in the woods that had lost the eye.
He's the governor of Fromville.
The governor. But yeah, somebody thought he was the reincarnation of that guy that Jade.
How do you spell Elgin? With one eye.
One eye.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to hell for that one. Okay. So we have this little conversation between Victor and his dad, and Victor decides to take him someplace.
That was sad.
Yeah. And Boyd has his conversation with Cautry. And Cautry is like, dude, you don't want to do this. Sorry, I'm plugging my computer in. You don't want to do this. And Boyd says, I ain't got no choice. And there we have it. And then we get to Randall. Poor Randall. Randall is tormented.
Yeah.
And I personally think that they had him doing pull-ups for a little eye candy for those of us who enjoyed watching AJ do pull-ups.
Right.
And he's obviously tormented. And I mean, what a way to go, to try and get rid of the sounds of the cicadas by, hitting yourself with whatever that machine is.
Yeah.
I felt bad for Randall.
Yes, and so there was a lot of color theory. Like Carol is huge into that color theory. A lot of yellow showing.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's almost kind of, foreshadowing, leading us up to the end scene.
Mm-hmm.
And Mari ends up saving Randall from doing what he's doing. And then her and Christy have that whole conversation between the two of them. And Christy asks Mari, how are you? And Mari finally confesses that she's not doing great either.
Mm-hmm.
So here we have Elgin and Boyd. And Boyd's trying to be, big badass that he is. He's pulling out all these tools and a hammer and all sorts of fun stuff and starts laying them out on the table, just like a right out of the movies of some guy who's going to torture somebody to get them to talk. And the camera goes off. And we see a picture of Boyd's house. And then Boyd tells Elgin what the picture is, minus the boat. So do we have any types of theories of why Boyd would mention the boat? Anyone?
Well, one of you girls had already said it.
Because they was using it to manipulate.
Okay. Yeah, that damn camera, Kiki. I agree.
Well, wasn't it you, Carol, that said it, that he knew what his house looked like, but he didn't know what the boat looked like. So they're able to read your thoughts.
Dawn.
Oh, that was you, Dawn?
Mm-hmm.
So they're able to read your thoughts.
Right.
I agree. So this scene here just about broke me. And I'm sorry, but any time Scott is on camera, it's kind of like the whole Melissa McBride thing.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one person in this whole entire show that if you need a really, really great emotional shot, that's what they used to say about Melissa on The Walking Dead. If you need someone to cry, if you need a really good emotional shot, put the camera on Melissa. I think that it's the same thing with Scott. If you need something that is really emotional, put the camera on Scott.
Everything he does is unbelievable.
This man fucking nails it every time.
Like I said, when he was going crazy, that my God, he is just off the chain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just nuts. I don't know how he does it. He's just crazy good.
And we saw this so often with The Walking Dead, where so many of the actors got looked over for awards, and I feel these guys do too. They're just absolutely amazing actors, and you like you said earlier, you forget that they're actors.
Mm-hmm.
We are so invested in them.
Yeah, and I totally got caught up in this episode to the point where I just forgot that they were acting.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Scott kills me every time.
And he's going to be at the camp in May.
He's going to be at the camp in May.
We can give him an award then.
Yes.
Oh my God, we need to give him a camp award for sure.
Yes.
Get a little Oscar made.
Yes, absolutely. I think he deserves it. So we learn where Victor's mom and sister are buried. And look at how cute the little headstones Victor was the one who colored these, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Just super, super sweet.
Kiki says, do we think Eloise is dead? I think we do. I mean, even Victor says he thinks it was Eloise.
Yeah,
because there were only small pieces, and she was so small.
Yeah, he found pieces. So we're assuming that she is.
Unless it's Julie reincarnated, and that's why maybe Julie is a story walker.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's possible. I mean, at this point, anything is possible.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Tabitha's got lots of husbands.
Yes. All right. So this is where Jim finally puts the music thing together. Which I had never seen anybody in any of the comments and any of the Facebook groups ever mention that it could be music.
Nope, I thought it was perfect.
Yeah, I loved the fact that it was music, because there was not a theory out there that said it was music. And I was just like, oh my God, people are they're blowing their minds right now. So I love it. And I love the way that Jade was just like, you're a fucking genius. I love you. Mm-hmm. It was like, oh, ex-husband to new husband. I love you.
They could share.
Yay. So, and this is where Mari and Christy have the conversation about about Mari not being okay. And I like that she finally came clean with that.
But then I'm wondering too if Julie is what do you call it? The
Story walker.
Yeah, story walker. So what about Randall and Marielle? Like, can they do that too? Because they were in the same position she was on the chains, and they're all having those same visions.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm
I don't
wondering.
know. They may be, there's different roles,
Mm-hmm.
different powers. Maybe they have something to do with the stories. Maybe they can change the stories.
Because
Maybe
you noticed
but
that Randall didn't want to go there when Julie did. So what would happen if he walked there?
Right.
Or Marielle walked in there?
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a good point. Maybe the three of them are the keys as far as being the author, the editor, and the narrator, in a story.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Because we know Julie is the editor, the walker. So we'll see.
And the only time that we've ever seen Marielle having kind of a flash dream nightmare was when she was coming down from the drugs. She hasn't had anything like that since, so I don't know. But this noise is what's getting to Randall. We haven't seen what effects it has on Marielle, really.
Right.
All right.
Look at that, what Anissa said. Jim said the answer is 12. In season 1, when they were writing stuff on the wall, it was totally random then, but now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they said to go back to season 1 to find your answers.
Right. Well, and then
before I cancel my subscription, I'm going to go back and start the whole thing over.
We'll have to watch it a couple of times because we've got a stinking year in between. It's like Walking Dead.
Right. All right. So here's Boyd as a big bad baddie.
Big bad baddie.
Big bad daddy.
Ties up Elgin.
See, Elgin hasn't changed his clothes either.
No, he hasn't.
Mm-mm.
So Katri decides to show up in the upper room.
Mm.
And I love how Boyd is staring at Katri and talking to Elgin, saying, "Where is she?"
Yeah.
Like he's just staring Katri down, like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this, motherfucker. I'm gonna do it." And then of course he doesn't do it.
And I really feel sorry for Elgin because I really think, I don't think that Boyd would have gone to that extreme had it been anybody else but Fatima.
Right.
Yeah, he would have for his son.
Well, yeah, but I don't think he would have broke fingers, because he was so adamant about keeping Sarah out of the box after she committed murder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he would have, if it had been, say, Donna gone missing or something. I don't think he would have been that brutal.
Yeah.
And I do. I feel sorry for Elgin because I think there was a tie with him, and I'm still skeptical. He may still be alive at the next season, just one-eyed.
Yeah. Well, and in true Walking Dead fashion, if we don't see it happen, 9 times out of 10 it doesn't.
What'd you say, Carol? He was acting like Glenn.
Yeah. Yeah, Elgin was talking to Sarah like Glenn was talking to Maggie.
Exactly.
Oh, I knew.
So now Boyd is Smiley's grandpa.
Exactly.
Hello, mother. Hello.
What's wrong with you people?
I love it. So this hurt my heart when Boyd actually crushed Elgin's hand. I cringed when that happened. And then, of course, Satanic Adu shows up. And she's trying to figure out what the hell they're doing. And then all of that, all that mayhem and stuff goes down and they leave the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to Jade and Tabitha, and Jade is figuring out the music. And conveniently, the music just comes to him. And then we have the kimono lady. She shows up right as Fatima is getting ready to cut herself. And she stops her and her water breaks.
She just reaches up in there and grabs it like
He just yanks Smiley right out of that coochie cooch.
still wrapped up in the hootie hoot.
Ew. And then Destiny, you're right. When that trap door opened by itself, whoo, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Aw, poor Elgin. He just breaks my heart. He's just so sweet. Uh-oh.
Yeah. So Sarah shows up. Sarah shows up like Norman Bates. You know what I mean?
I love Sarah.
She just walks in the door with this stoic look on her face, like, I'm gonna take care of shit, you know?
I love Sarah.
Oh my God, this was such a great arc for her.
Yeah.
And we kind of talked about that earlier, about how, you know, she had done all the shit that she did at the very beginning. And then she kind of straightened up and was feeling bad for everything. And now she's doing bad things for all the right reasons.
Yeah.
So
I wish it wasn't so hard to get a hold of her. She'd be a great one to talk
oh
to.
my God.
Mm-hmm.
She looked over at that screwdriver like it was a steak, boy. She was like, yep, that's what I'm doing.
That's what I'm doing. Sarah ain't playing. That's right, Destiny.
That's right, Destiny. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's exactly right.
She is
Mary
like
Ann
Carol.
says it. She is like Carol. Absolutely.
She gets shit done for sure.
She's gonna do the hard shit that nobody else wants to do, and then it still makes her out to be a bad guy.
Yeah. So this is where Elgin had his Glenn moment.
Aww.
But I guarantee you, in the end, you will see Fatima and Cordion Ella. Who is it? Ellis.
Yeah.
Come and thank Sarah. Watch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I thought you were gonna say raising Smiley. Hello, Grandpa Boyd.
All right. So then Julie and Jim and Jade end up at or Tabitha, Jade, and Jim end up at the Bottle Tree, where Jade starts to play the song.
You know, I'm curious because it's kind of funny if you think about it. I'm wondering if all her husbands have a connection with music, because where Jade's playing and then how Jim's mother was a piano teacher, like, do they all have a connection with music? Her ex-husbands or her husbands, whatever.
Yeah. All of her husbands.
Yes. So I wonder what Henry's role in the music is.
Right. That's interesting. And then Boyd follows the kimono woman down to the caves, and we see this red blob start to pulsate and quiver and grow.
That ain't right. That ain't right.
And we're all wondering, what could it be? What could it be? We have no idea. And then all of a sudden, it's a boy!
Look at that face expression.
I know, all of the monsters had these big shit-eating grins on their faces when Smiley comes out of the stuff. So.
Oh, it was amazing.
I bet Jamie was just so happy to be back on set.
And I bet it was hard for him to keep that secret all that time too.
Yeah.
No, I don't think so, because he wouldn't tell us hardly squat. He kept everything from us.
Then we have these two, and they finally remember, which is what Ankui means, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
And there's their little girl. How cute she is.
Now, is that a gunshot wound in the head?
We don't know how the kids were killed originally. We don't know if they were staked.
Right.
You know, if they took like a thing and like hammered it into we don't know. That's
maybe like the girl on the tree.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, is when I saw that, I thought about.
Doesn't all the kids have that?
They all have some sort of brain damage, some sort of trauma to their head, I believe. And then
Like,
poor Jim
got
and
different
Tabitha.
scars
Tabitha
on my
tells
face.
Jim because she's remembered.
I like how
Tabitha.
she smiled at her though.
And then Jim completely falls apart. And then he hears Julie yelling. And Julie shows up, but Julie's hair is different. And this is where we realize that now this is future Julie coming back.
Right.
This hurt my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it went too quick.
Yeah.
Not that he deserved a slow death,
she's
but
doing that story walking. Yeah.
it's just horrible.
She's doing that story walking that even, Ethan said you can go back and see the chapters, but you can't change the chapters.
Right. And then we get the big baddie, the man in yellow.
It reminded me of Pennywise. He just needed a balloon.
It reminded me of several different bad guys, like the guy from what was it, Friday the 13th, where he's all, "You're gonna die." And he reminded me of the guy from Phantasm too.
Yeah.
I wonder if he is the spirit that got loosed when Jade took down the totem. I wondered if his spirit was the one that was entrapped in that area.
I don't know, but I think the music is what released him, and the fact that he can walk during the day, he can be out there during the day doing his thing, is what sets him apart from the other monsters.
Absolutely, he's the demon.
Yeah,
he's the demon in charge.
Yeah, Elizabeth Hansen Green said the guy from Poltergeist. Yeah, he reminds me of Kane from Poltergeist.
Yep.
Yeah. Ooh. Jim loses his throat to the big baddie, and Jules just does her screaming like the scream queen that she is.
God, I was hoping that wasn't true.
Yeah. Yeah.
At least he didn't bite it out like Rick did with the claimers and rip it out with his teeth.
Well, there's that. So there you have it.
I mean, I know. Jim was not a very well liked character by a lot of people, but Eon is an amazing actor and he did a great job. But
I didn't dislike him. I just thought he had the wrong thoughts in his brain. But it was sad to see him go.
But you never know. We might see him again.
I'm kind
of hoping story walker, so Julie can go back in time, or she can go forward in time, or I think back in time. But so we may see him again. We don't know.
We should have had our opening song tonight as the Time Warp.
Right.
I don't know, but in very much a fashion of The Walking Dead, when we know a character's getting ready to go, they focus a lot on that character.
Yeah.
And the past few episodes have had a lot of focus on Jim.
Yes.
Right.
But this just leaves Tabitha and Jade the opportunity to reunited, and it's good.
All right.
They're lucky they didn't hurt Fatima in the end. I don't know. Getting a baby ripped out of your coochie kind of hurts.
Yeah. Sad. Julie witnessed her dad's death. Yes, Destiny. It was very sad. I agree.
And then now we have to wait a year.
Yeah, no shit, right? So after
2026.
Yeah. So after we had our visitors last week of AJ and Hannah, I immediately got on the horn with Kirk Manley and said, we need to add Randall to the print. And so Randall is getting added to the print.
Us.
To the bus.
Like you said, I mean, the bus might have showed up, but his character might have not been there when you had that created.
Yeah, the bus. I was thinking it was like that very last episode of season 1 where they hadn't quite all got off the bus yet. But
right,
he's going to be in the window at the front of the bus. So
did you tell him that you got embarrassed?
I did. I said, AJ was like, I'm not in here, but no, because Marielle was in there.
Yeah.
So so.
Well, like I said, I don't think his character was developed at that time.
No, he was just
when you had it made.
Yeah. So we're getting AJ's getting added to the print. Mm-hmm.
That's funny. So, we have any predictions or any ideas of what's going to happen in season 4?
Oh God.
No. We don't know what's going on.
Did Donna mention at some point that she had a child?
I don't think so.
I've seen somewhere where they said she had a child and gave it up for adoption or something.
I
And
don't
I was like,
remember.
man, if that is Danny, I'm gonna be pissed because I just want to slap the shit out of her.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing
I don't
anything.
remember anything like that.
But I think with the success of their season 3 and the popularity that the show has, taken over, and all the streaming, I mean, golly, the groups are what? Almost 200,000 people in there.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy. So I'm pretty sure when season 4 is released, it's going to be
It's going to blow
spectacular.
up.
Yeah, it's going to kind of be like when Walking Dead released season 5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would really like for a bigger streaming platform, HBO, something like that, to pick them up because I think they deserve it. I think they would get a lot more recognition.
Don't you think too? Have you noticed? I don't know if you all do, but I watch it at midnight, and it's like when I'm on there, it spins and then it kicks me out, and then I have to get back in. It's spinning because there's so many people trying to log
trying
on.
to watch it? Yeah.
There's a lot of people, even in all the from groups and everything. They're all like, "Oh, well, we can't wait for the midnight showing because that's what they do. They plan on the midnight showing." So
I didn't get to watch the live last night. Anissa says, Liz said last night on Instagram Live that Donna is Tabitha and Jade's daughter. And then she said, just kidding.
Yeah,
All right.
I don't know. I think we've got a lot of answers.
Yep.
But I think that we've got more questions.
Yes.
Every time.
Yeah, just trying to figure out what the end game is,
We have 183 days to camp.
Woo!
That's
Okay.
That's not that bad. 6 months.
Well,
6 months.
we got Dead City coming.
Yeah.
Yes, that starts.
Vegan.
When does that start?
We don't know yet. There's not a release date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's going to be good. I can't wait to see Kim Coates.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, he's going to be good. I've always loved Kim Coates.
He's gonna.
Negan!
They need to bring him to camp.
Yeah, I'm excited to get back into the Walking Dead stuff again. I mean, we had Daryl, but we only had 6 episodes of Daryl. And of course we got our Carol back. But I'm kind of curious as to what's going to happen with Negan because we know that he's kind of going to slip back into his role, and so I'm curious to see what kind of dynamics him and Kim Coates' character is going to be. And I mean, they're bringing back quite a few, or they're bringing in some new characters.
I think we're gonna get hate. Are we gonna get hate bang?
I want to. I really do.
Angry
I want
sex.
hate bang. I gotta admit it. I do. I want some hate bang.
Watch Barb's out there shaking her head. Nope.
Wrong. So wrong.
I can't. I'm with Barb.
I just
So
see
wrong.
him like grabbing her and kissing her.
She couldn't live with herself. She couldn't do that to Glenn. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
But I could see
That's
him
not
trying.
in
I
her.
could see him trying.
No. Shame on you.
I mean, I think it would just ruin it for all the loyal TW.
Yep.
Now the newer fans might like it, but I think the ones that's been watching it since the beginning and
She can't do it to herself. I mean,
I just wondered if he was going to try.
if
I'm
he
gonna
can
try.
kiss Alpha, he can kiss anybody.
Exactly. If he can get jiggy with her in the woods in black socks, he can get jiggy with anybody.
I mean, I know something's going to have to happen because, I mean, how long can they play that friction, just like on X-Files with Mulder and Scully, they had that friction, but then once they got together, it was like, no, it's not cool anymore.
Brown cow.
Yeah.
After everything she said to Negan and her reasoning behind everything, there's no way she could live with herself, and she wouldn't. It wouldn't even be
I honestly don't think. I like to joke about the whole hate bag thing, and I think it would be hysterical, but I think I would be repulsed.
Yeah, right, Destiny. What about Annie? Where the hell is she?
Yeah.
I'm confused.
I think she died.
They confuse me when they bring these characters and then you don't.
Well, if you don't connect with them, you don't, I mean, who knows?
The point would roll over in the script.
We still don't know what the hell happened to Heath.
Right?
Yes.
The hell happened to Heath?
Where the fuck's Heath?
That's right, Destiny. 3 snaps.
Did everybody get their wall piece?
What?
I didn't get my little one. It's at the.
Yeah, I think mine
got hers behind her right now.
Yeah.
I didn't order one.
Yeah. So, I asked
I
Dawn
didn't
this,
either.
but my question is why didn't Abe make the wall?
I don't know.
Abe?
Abraham.
Abraham.
Yeah. I got a big one and a little one. That's what she said, Destiny.
That's what she said.
She actually was at my house. We ordered it at the same time.
Nice. All right, girls. What else we got?
You want to tell them who's coming next week?
Nope.
No.
A ghost is going to be. A ghost is coming. A ghost is coming.
I won't be so salty next week.
Not until I get 100% verification.
No, this is next week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yep. I don't want to until I get a 100% verification.
So is Glenn, Anissa, but he's on the wall.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, a ghost is coming, right?
Yeah, a ghost.
Somebody from Fromville.
Ethan. The boy in white.
No.
I tell you,
But you know who I'm excited for, and I'm really excited for season 3 of Daryl Dixon. I'm so excited that Stephen Merchant has been announced to be Daryl Dixon. Stephen Merchant, he is like the 6'13" tall comedic British actor. He's been in just about everything you can possibly imagine. He is funnier than hell. And I am so excited to see him do something serious. It's going to be awesome.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I've loved Stephen Merchant for so long, and to have them add him to the cast of Daryl Dixon is going to be fantastic. And Elisa, you can get your magic fingers working to get him on the show.
Yeah, there he is. Okay. Wow.
Well, the thing is, if they don't connect this, I'm going to be mad. Because I've already threw my fit. I don't know if y'all was on here. I don't think I was there that night. I'm mad because why did we watch World Beyond and we saw the guy kill the scientist and turned into the walker? When she found the tape of Dr. Jenner, don't you all think it would have been cool if Daryl and Carol found that tape with Jenner on it? Can you imagine their expression? And then that would have tied it all together. But
Daryl and Carol should have gone to the CD in France.
Yes.
And seen a tape with Jenner.
Well, maybe they still will. I mean,
no, they're not in there. They're going to Spain.
They're going to Spain.
Well, I know, but they're not just gonna. Are they going to teleport? I guess probably.
Or if something happens, because Spain's they've got a CDC.
Yeah.
So maybe they go to Spain and they go to the CDC in Spain and they see a video of Jenner.
The same transmission
there, because he didn't just transmit to Paris; he transmitted to all of the CDCs.
But who was the guy that killed the scientist, and what did she have to do, and why was she trying to get to that tape? Like, why was she watching
and he tells her that, y'all are the ones that started this.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, don't you agree that when Rick was in The Ones Who Live, we should have seen Silas there meet Rick there, so that would have tied World Beyond. Let me rock. I'm a producer.
We've already decided, Dawn, that you need to be on the writing team.
I'm just
We've
like,
already
that
decided.
would have went Silas. That makes sense. You know,
Yeah.
Jadis was training him. I'm mad.
That was their only connection was Jadis. That was the only World Beyond connection.
For Silas, but then if they'd have gone to, you know, the CDC in Paris and seen Jenner, and then Rick being where he was and seeing Jadis and Silas, that would have tied those in. And then whomever is running around, maybe Morgan runs into the kids that were going to.
You're not mad, Dawn. You're salty.
Yes.
Well, and and they could easily tie in Dead City to Daryl Dixon with, Madame providing, walkers to Hootie Hoot, Janae.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Dawn. We got to get you on their writing team.
Well, I just don't understand why they didn't make. That's what we want. They connect us with these characters emotionally, and so we want these connections in the show, and then we don't get them, and then that's why I'm sorry, the viewing has went down.
Right. Well, and you're absolutely right, because those of us who've invested the time watching World Beyond,
Yes,
getting through and suffering through the first season, putting the time in. Oh no, Don's unalived. We've put our time in. We're expecting a connection.
Yeah.
And did the kids make it?
Yeah.
It was a difficult 2 seasons. I mean,
I just want to know if the tough skin suit is still around.
Yes.
Did the tough skin suit actually do what it was supposed to do? I want to know where the kids are, and I want to know that they're okay.
Yes.
Well, we are working to get Robert Palmer Watkins on in January, so maybe he can tell us a little bit.
Yes.
Okay, that's right.
Plus, he's good on the eyes.
Yeah,
We also have Fear with Dwight and Sherry saying they're going back to the sanctuary.
Dwight and Sherry are going back. Morgan is already going. Morgan was going back before the show even ended.
Mm-hmm.
So, if they don't give us a season, I'm telling you, they're going to give us a season 12. Or they're going to give us one huge, huge final episode where everything comes together. I feel it in my bones. I've said
special. A 2-hour special.
2-hour special with no commercials. I don't want to cut to a commercial.
No, 2 hours wouldn't be enough.
I don't want a pee break. I don't want an intermission. I want it all.
Yeah, there's 2 hours wouldn't be enough.
You're right. It wouldn't. They could do a movie and I would still be like, okay, when's the sequel?
No, we do the movie and we got, okay, where's Heath?
Right. Where's he?
Just answer our questions.
Yeah. All of them.
All of them.
All I know is if you 3 run into Mama and Daddy again in the back alley, Dawn's gonna be like, "Whoa, wait up! I got some issues. We're gonna have to
I want to talk to Gimple. Like I do.
Yeah, because the ice has already been broken. So then Dawn will be like, listen.
you got some issues.
Listen, Linda.
Yeah.
But if you notice that, what you call it? I can't think of her name. Somebody help me. One of the producers, Walking Dead, Angela Kang. You noticed that she was back on the Daryl Dixon, and you could tell it felt more like home.
Right.
And she was back.
Yes. She was back. You're right.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah. She came back with Carol.
And they've even said a couple of times, Gimple's even hinted at them coming together.
Yeah.
But, Gimple and his hints.
Mm-hmm.
They're so shrouded in darkness and no detail whatsoever that you don't know what the hell he's saying half the time.
I think when we had Lenny on, he's hinted around to it also.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I love
so
that.
did Ross when I was talking to him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if we'll get more spinoffs. If we do, I'm hoping for a Ross and for an Aaron and a Father Gabriel or something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get a spinoff and 2 or 3 more spinoffs, and then we'll finally get everything tied together.
Yeah.
A neat little bow.
Yeah. Because that's what I want. I want it tied up in a nice little bow where everybody else ends up back at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want them to end up at the Commonwealth. I want them to end up at Alexandria, but I know that's not possible. So they're all going to end up at the Commonwealth.
You know what I want? And I think I've talked to Barb about this. When I want everybody to get together, I want an episode where they actually reminisce on about each other. And then that's the ending. And we see them reminisce about all the stuff that's happened in past, and they're all together.
Wouldn't it be nice if they all ended up back at Herschel's farm?
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going to happen? Rick's going to come home, find out that Carol and Daryl are gone looking for him, so he's going to go looking for him.
Oh, Lord.
And then we're going to have another spinoff.
They went looking for me. I got to go get them. Bye.
Oh, my God. Yeah.
Like, no. Everybody stay put.
Oh,
And then here comes Maggie and Negan walking in arm in arm.
No.
oh my God. That would be awesome. I want to see, I'm really hoping that they run into Rick's brother. I want that to be a thing. I want
Rick's
him
brother is Heath.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't it be crazy if Heath is in Spain? Like, how the hell did he get there, right?
Wasn't his brother's name like Jeffrey or something like that? Jeffrey
is his brother's name, yes. Yeah, I would like to see a Jeffrey Grimes. A lot. I would really like to see a Jeffrey Grimes.
I would love to see Rick come home and go, what do you mean they went look for? I think I should go get them.
Yeah, because that's what you do.
So funny.
Oh my God. Okay.
All right.
Well, there you have it.
No, but that's our predictions, right?
Yes. Somebody's going to have to do the countdown for me. I have an issue at work, and I have to call them to help them do something.
Okay.
Do the registers.
Here, Barb.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Don.
Bye, babe.
Bye, Dawn. I would like to thank our Patreons and our financial supporters of our show, Destiny Larimar, Terry and Kay Collier, Sandy Morrison, Tracy Killian Stokes, Ben and Melissa Gilbert, Pamela Blythe, Marianne Craig, Brandon Cade, Jason Cohn, Wesley and Sarah Hale, Randy Nickel, Jasmine Mullins, Edward and Diana Ponce Krupa, Casey and Katrina Florig, Jason Hill, Jonathan and Michelle Cooley, Tina Steinberg, Debbie Juno Jerome, Fawn Montigello, Casey Collins, Anissa, Elizabeth Hanson Green, Jonathan Whiten, and Dustin Baker. I was like, Anissa, that's all we need is Anissa.
Anissa's like Cher. She gets one
Okay,
name.
and our very special thanks to Oscar and Casey.
All right. And do you want me to do this one, or can you?
I can't read that. It's not.
Okay. So you guys can find us on our Relishing the Dead Facebook group, or you can find us on our podcast page. Most of you guys know how to find us, but please go and like these pages. We're on Instagram, we're on YouTube, and please go to our YouTube page and like it. We're on Spotify, Twitter. We have merchandise at creatorsprings.com, and we have our Patreon page. And why do they want to be Patreons, Aliza?
Because we give back. We give back. We buy cool shit to give out as prizes. They get a special design shirt from Marianne Craig that she made. They get to come on early sometimes when we don't have guests and chit chat with us. And Barb does games every day, all day long, called the Echelon Briefings. That is just for the Patreons, and they get really cool prizes. So
The Echelon briefing is the coolest, because I will sit there and I can't participate in the games, but it's the funniest thread to see these cutthroat people trying to come up with these answers to these games, and it kills me every time.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And they're not easy by any means.
No, they're not. They will test your skills for sure. Barb is amazing, and Dawn is amazing at her games that she plays on our page. Yeah, so it's a lot of fun. It's not just give us money. You guys get a lot back.
Yeah.
And when the camp
then-
comes around, be ready because then you're really going to get some stuff.
And I'm
back.
surprised I keep pulling shit out of my ass every time.
I
Like, okay,
don't know
what's
how you do it.
next?
I don't know how you do it.
See, last year we gave out 6 or so photo ops.
And special events.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely give back to you guys.
So did you see that Destiny's post before?
So who's
She
the
wants to
guest
know
next
who next week's guest is.
I don't know.
Eliza.
I don't know.
We don't know either. I have no idea.
We know.
You'll know when I put it up.
We know, but we're a little gun shy tonight, so we're not saying nothing until next Monday. We're just waiting.
Oh.
So,
Oh, Dustin. Okay, so yeah, Dawn already spilled the beans on you.
yeah, we already know about your rabbit hole, Dustin. Anyway. All right, guys. Well, that's it.
All right,
We'll
we
see
love
you guys
y'all.
next week. We love you.
Email